This year, Honkai Star Rail has delivered some unforgettable moments. In several of those, television was often used to transition between scenes or to tune up the sequence with more details. We will focus in this quest on 3 characters from the game. Our crazy little Sparkle, self-proclaimed ninja Rappa, and my beloved Acheron. We will begin with a very quick tutorial about 3D in After Effects. Create new composition, go to the 3D renderer tab and make sure you select Advanced 3D. You can change that later under the preview window. In newly created comp, create any shape you like and click here to make this layer 3D. Under geometry options, increase extrusion depth to your desired length, and while you're at it, max out bevel depth and change bevel style to convex. Congrats! Now you can create any shape into 3D object. Our first character, Sparkle, woman of many masks and faces. What she is really interested in is her own amusement. She might be a bit crazy, but as some people might say, they can fix her. Or let them be fixed by her. More likely the second. In her trailer, Monodrama, TVs are used to enhance the theatric scene she acts on, making it even crazier than it already is. Can we match even a little bit of that craziness ourselves? We already know how to create a box, so with our new composition open, we will create now 2 boxes. Make one shape and fill with dark gray color, and second do without filling, but with a stroke, which will make the frame of the TV. Push frame a little bit forward, controlling Z position, and there we go. We already have a TV. Kinda. To make it more shiny, under material options, increase specular shininess to 50% and decrease metal to 50%. Looks far better. To make big TV grid, we'll use 2 repeaters. First to make the column and second to make rows. Only thing we are missing now is the actual static noise playing on the screen. I've already created a glitch map before using fractal noise, so I'll use that as static TV screen. With everything prepared, all we need to do is to add main star for our monodrama. First step will include zooming out our footage to showcase grid that we did. After a second, middle TV screen will turn off for a moment to reveal to us whole column of craziness spreading further and further. Maybe Sparkle isn't the crazy one?
Were you scared just now?
It seems that something got into my network. Rappa? Hello. The self-proclaimed ninja. She surely brings a lot of color into the mainframe. With that in mind, we'll use 2 methods to achieve this data separation transition we've just seen at the beginning of her trailer. First method can be done within 1 layer pretty easily. Effect we're going to use is called Shatter. Equip it to the image. Change view to rendered. Under the shape, you'll find pattern. What we are interested in at the moment are squares. Changing repetitions will make smaller or larger grid, while extrusion depth will make them thicker or slimmer. So adjust them to your liking. Under force too, we turn everything to 0. Same with physics, but with exception to rotation speed, which we set to this. Force 1 is our main objective. We set depth to 0.5, radius to maximum, which is 5, and strength to 1. We should have that data separation done now. Time to zoom in. A little bit too close. Yeah, that's good. Go to the camera position in Shatter. you can animate their Z position. The last effect we're gonna apply is Echo, which creates after images of the movement within applied layer. Increase number of echoes to 3 and set echo time to -003, and we're done. Second method uses copies of layer with shatter effect on it instead of adding echo effect. This way we have more control on specific layers of the data. You can choose whichever one you like the most. Personally, I prefer the second method since you have more freedom in your actions. Bonus tip: by adding glitch effect on top of all of it via displacement map or pixel sorter, we can add another layer to the transition. Finally, Acheron. She is a lone wolf in Cosmos, a drifter. She has great memory, short but great. She is the best. No question asked. She's so good. She literally breaks the reality, literally and figuratively. For this final transition, we'll use Shatter effect again, but with different settings. Same as before, we change view to rendered, but pattern now will be glass, to resemble mirror breaking apart. Set repetitions to 10 and extrusion depth to 0, 1. Under Force 2, we will again set everything to 0, since we only want 1 point from where glass is breaking. Under Physics, we set rotation speed to 0.05, and after 1 second we also animate gravity from 0 to 0.5 to let the particles float a bit at the beginning in place instead of just falling down. To make edges glow red, we need to create light behind the glass. Click layer, new, and light. Here we want spotlight with color red selected. We'll adjust res settings later. Go back to the layer with shatter effect on it. Under lighting, select light type to first comp light. Set ambient light to 0.1. Under material, increase diffuse reflection to 2. Position your spotlight behind the glass, and after expanding a layer, you'll find light options. Adjust settings to the point where the edges of shards are covered with red shine. To manipulate the speed of the animation, we will use time remapping. But before we can use it, we need to pre-compose everything. Select every layer in the timeline. Right-click and select Pre-compose. Right-click again on the pre-composed layer and search for time. Enable time remapping. This will allow us to manipulate the time of the layer. After selecting this effect, it will automatically create 2 keyframes, which are at the beginning and at the end of the layer. Create keyframes in between those two where you think cracking should be slow, where it cracks even more, and finally where glass shatters fully. At the moment of glass shattering, we can also add shakiness via wiggle preset. Sprinkle it with chromatic aberration and transition is finished. How do you like it? The list of plugins I used, and most of them are free, and the whole project available for download are in the description down below. If you liked the video, be sure to subscribe, like, and if you have questions, write them in the comments. Till next quest everyone, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!